What's good? What's good? We are back. Another live from Fayettenam Friday. A little under the weather, feeling a little congested. Thinking about to come down with something. I think this snow got to me, but the show must go on because we do interviews pretty much every Friday. So about to bring on a special guest. Um, he's from around here, the Fayetteville area. One of my favorite artists. We reviewed him on the show a few times. Love his style, his energy, and his work ethic. Kind of reminds me of a young me back in the days, in my glorious days of performing around North Carolina. Let's bring on the one and only Chili TooKold. Chili, how you
Man,
doing, man?
what's going on, my man? From the 47 to the 26, man. We in this bitch, man. Live from Fayettenam. Shout out my boy Paul, bro. You already know, man. How you doing? I'm
I'm
glad.
doing
Hey,
good tonight.
I
Yeah,
hate that you
come.
feeling sick, bro. Everybody's sick right now, bro. I feel like everybody.
Yeah, yeah, but I still got to keep grinding. Unless I get I get the crazy cough and I can't stop coughing, then I'm like, all right, it's a no go.
Facts.
But we'll get through the congestion and whatnot. So let's start here. How'd you come up with the name Chili Too Cold?
So originally, um, I was a part of like a little group, and everybody had like a gun name, like they were the name of a gun. Like they would pick like either a caliber or some
Uh,
kind of gun. Like we were just in that mindset as kids. Everybody's thugging it back then. It was like the era of 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Like G Unit
yeah.
and stuff like so. Everybody's trying to be gangster and stuff. So when we first came out, I was 9 mil, and then
Okay.
like Millie kind of caught on. So everybody started calling me 9 Millie or Millie.
Yeah.
Um, and then somebody were like, "Yo, you the coldest white boy I ever met, or you the most chill white boy I ever met." Like I was just like, "Call me Chili," and it
Yeah.
just kind of stuck after that. Like everybody just started calling me Chili to the point like nobody really calls me by my government no more, except for like what I'm saying, my mom, rest in peace, and people like really close to me. But yeah.
Now, what inspired you to start making music?
It actually, I've always loved hip hop. The very first time I ever performed anything hip hop related was elementary school at a talent show.
Mhm.
Me and my boy, Kid on the Bees, like we grew up together, so we did a talent show together. I think it was first or second grade, maybe, and we performed "Gangster's Paradise" like on
Okay.
stage in front of the whole,
Talking
elementary
about
school.
Coolio?
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. We had to edit 90% of the song, but
Yeah.
it was still dope. But yeah, we
Oh,
didn't
so
win
y'all did
anything.
like the cover song version?
Yeah, like we had to change words and stuff because like
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like school, so we couldn't even say fool. We had to like replace it with I don't even remember I think we said like cool or something like that. We
yeah.
replaced it with like cool. But yeah, and after that, like I enjoyed that feeling of just like being on the stage and like people coming up to you afterwards, like, yo, you were dope, man. I like that. Like you killed it. And then I think middle school or an extra credit project is what made me start really like recording anything. And we recorded this song like for a science. It was like a science credit project. Like
Mhm.
what was it? I know it was science related. It was like plate tectonics or something like that. But we had to come up with like a crazy song, and it ended up getting played for the whole school. And after that happened, like you couldn't tell us nothing after that. I couldn't stop making music because it's like I chased that feeling of like, okay, what can I put out now that's gonna draw more attention or it's gonna evoke more of a reaction from everybody. Like, so I just kept making music and kept making music.
Now, how would you describe the music that Chili Too Cold makes?
Different. I try to be different. And I feel like that's the best compliment I ever receive is when people listen to it. And not only do they enjoy it, they're like, I enjoy it because it's different. Like it's not something that you hear on the radio every day. I'm not trying to be anybody. You know what I mean? So you're always going to get the authentic me on a record because I'm either going through that, I've went through that before,
Mhm.
or it's something that I'm aspiring to be that you're going to hear on the track. So
Now, how'd you find your voice? Because your voice is totally different than how you talk.
right. Everybody says that. Really, it's just the energy. Like when I get on the track, like I know I've listened to so much music, I guess, and digest so much different kind of music that when I hear even a different beat will bring a different tone out of me. If you listen to my music, like you might hear some harmonic stuff on one
Okay.
record, and then you might hear just like a boom bap kind of flow on the next record, just because that's when I hear a song or I hear a beat, like I'm gonna 9 times out of 10, if I hear a beat, I'm gonna reference it to something. Like it's gonna make me remember something. So I kind of hold on to that in a sense, like, and it just impacts how I sound on the song. Like,
So, what's your creative process like? Because like some people will sit there and find a beat and already have a song written and put that to it, but some people will hear a beat and then write to it instantly.
so I feel like for me at least, like that's two different scenarios. Like if I'm in a creative process where I'm starting from scratch, like of course I'll either sit down with a producer, like my boy JJ. Shout out to him. Like he's pretty much been my exclusive producer. Like he's the mastermind behind the scenes, like taking care of all of my engineering and everything. So shout out to that man too. That's my boy. But he takes care of all that. I can sit down with him, tell him what vibe I'm trying to come up with for the beat, like what I envision for this song. And 9 times out of 10, I may not have the song even started to be written yet. I may have a concept in my head that I know. I pretty much have the paintbrush. I just don't know where to paint yet. You know what I mean? So he goes ahead and he lays that canvas out for me, and then I can go ahead and paint my scene. But if I do it like what you were saying the other way, then it's a little bit different. Like I may have an idea for a song and not be able to sit down with anybody at the time, or I might
Mhm.
not have access to a beat, but I definitely have an idea that just popped off in my head. Like I'll go ahead and structure that whole song out and know what cadence at least I was rapping to when I wrote it. And then I can go off of that whenever I hear a beat based off of like how fast or slow the beat is, and just where different pockets of the beat lay. And then I can go off of that. Like,
So, like, say this is a hypothetical kind of question. Say we like had the resources to just put you on like one artist tour, maybe just like one whole tour run. Who would that artist be?
that's a toughie because there's a lot of people popping right now. I'd probably try to get on a baby tour, to be honest.
The baby?
He's jumping right now again. Like for him to, he didn't even really have to bounce back, bro. He never really lost it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I
the
didn't think
media
so
just tried to
either.
hype it up like he did, but he never
Yeah,
lost the fan base. Like he just
yeah.
didn't. The Carolinas gonna always support that man, and North and South Carolina is big enough to really just keep him on the map. He could tour those two and just be straight.
So is part of the reason you picking him because he's a North Carolina artist?
Nah, these are like I'm pretty good at like listening to independent hip hop artists. I won't even call them independent,
Uh-huh.
just like underground, I guess you would say. Like
Yeah,
before they're like really jumping and stuff. And he was one of those artists, like I was peeping his videos when they were getting like, 2, 3K maybe views and was on it already. I was like, this is
yeah,
fire and it's different. You know what I'm saying? Once again, like it caught my attention because it was different. The way he did his videos was different. Like, so he kind of set a different bar as far as North Carolina went, because you got Cole that sits one way and he's a whole conscious rapper. He paints a whole
yeah, yeah,
different
yeah,
picture of the, you know what I'm saying, the Ville and everything else. And then you got the baby that's really from the trenches, like, and just paved this whole kind of independent wave, like with how he took over Charlotte with pasting his face everywhere. Everybody started asking who the hell is this baby that's posted
yeah.
everywhere and stuff. It just sparked curiosity, and that's what caught everybody's attention. This man just never let his foot off the gas. Like,
You know
so
what's
I
crazy?
respect
Just
him.
to
Yeah.
tell you a quick story about the baby. Like, I got like the last little bit of budget for his 21 record. I don't know if you remember that record. He was already in the process of signing the deal, so whatever I did didn't have anything to do to help him get anywhere. I'm gonna just throw that on the table. But I was like, "Who's this the baby cat?" While we working him, I was like, "He already got some numbers going," and he's like, he's signing a deal with I think it's Interscope he signed with, if I'm not mistaken." And then they was like, "Yeah, he went to South by Southwest with a diaper," and I saw
Yeah,
that,
bro.
and I was like, "Wow, this cat deserves to make it because he's bold."
Bro, like I
He
said, it's different. Like it caught everybody's attention. Like, what the hell is
Yeah.
this man doing? And who the hell is this man in a diaper?
And then I understood it. I totally understood like why this guy was popping like he was. And as soon as he signed the deal, he dropped that Suge record and he just took off.
Yeah. Bro, and it's
It
like
was
I tell everybody else when it comes to especially like hip hop videos, like he sets a different precedence this in this era because nobody's really putting together those style of videos and like that funny, like kind of just like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
there's replayability to his videos. You know what I'm saying? Like when
yeah.
I see one of his videos, I'm probably not gonna cut it off. Like if I see that Shook video, like it's probably gonna catch my eye and I'm gonna laugh again and keep watching it when he slapped the shit out the dude. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just stuff that stands out in the video that you're gonna remember.
Now, I see you doing a lot of shows.
Mhm.
Like, what's some of the cities that you've been performing at?
The main ones that I popped out to this last year, and I plan on putting this was just a putting my foot in the water kind of deal this 24. So I wanted to touch Fayetteville, you know, of course, because I'm here. Grew up in Rayford, but pretty
Okay.
much lived in Fayetteville half my life, so it's half and half at this point.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm in Fayetteville, so
Yeah.
um, but yeah, let me see, where can I start?
Didn't you do Raleigh or something recently?
Yeah, Raleigh was. I was trying to think of where I first stepped out at for real. It was Fayetteville, and then I went to Raleigh. Ended up going back to Raleigh a couple more times and bouncing back and forth from there to Fayetteville. Then Charlotte got thrown in as well. I have people in Wilmington too that've been trying to get me to go out to Wilmington. I just didn't get to make it before the end of the year. But this year I'm definitely hitting Wilmington and checking out a bunch of those spots out there as well. And then branching out further than that is the goal of this year, and really pushing and marketing all that is my primary, because I know I have the music. It's more so putting the legwork in behind it to actually do something with that music, because if not, I just have good music and nobody's hearing it, like, so it doesn't matter. Essentially it matters to me because I love making it, but for you know what I'm saying, for me to want people to experience it and enjoy it, like, I have to put the legwork in, and that's where we're at this year.
Can I give you a little bit of advice where North Carolina artists are really like missing it totally? It's
Mhm.
like right in front of them. We got all the big universities. Like, it's all about the college towns, man.
Free game, that's free game.
It's all about the college towns. We got all the big universities: North Carolina, Duke, NC State, Wake Forest. We got HBCUs. We got one right here in Fayetteville. We got
Bunch of
universities in
and
college
hella
towns, man.
events. Yep, all those are throwing hella events. There's hella DJs in those mixes. It, it's so much to network with, man. If you can get tapped into that, especially like college radio and stuff like that, if you got your stuff licensed, like, and
And
that's
it's easier to
again, that's
get on
where I'm at
college
this year too.
radio.
Yep,
Yeah, it's so easier.
and that's where the
I
listeners are at, bro. Like, that's the people that
Yeah.
are the target demographic for a lot of the music that's being made. Like,
So, how do you feel about this? I mean, I don't like to call local music scenes local because it just kind of makes it seem like you're always going to be local. You got to
yeah,
think of yourself as global. But how do we feel about this Fayettenam and surrounding music scene?
uh, I tend to show love to everybody. That's not always going to be the case, no matter where you go.
I've noticed
I
that in the
never
post you
expect that.
posted. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I never expect that back full swing from everybody. Like, um, I will say, like, the scene as of now, like, it's a little divided. Like,
Okay.
you got, if people could all just come together and make good music, like good artists mixed with good artists and just make good music, like, the scene is going to be fire, because there's a lot of good artists in Fayetteville. Like, and a lot of good artists that I know of personally, like, that are
Well,
phenomenal artists, just don't put music out.
we've
Like,
always, even in my time of coming up, we felt like there was a lot of good artists,
mm-hmm.
but it was never really a lot of coming together and working, like everybody maybe renting a venue and putting on an event together. It just me like one person over here, one person over there. Like you said, it was divided. I mean, how do you feel it's divided right now? Like, you got your pulse on the scene a little bit more.
It's
Like, in what
ego.
sense? It's
It's
egos.
egos, bro. Like, and I mean, and I get it, because that's a lot of people argue that's the mentality you have to have as a hip hop artist. Like, you got to wake up every morning and think you piss excellence and you're the best thing walking. Like, and in a sense, I do, but I'm not gonna move like that around other artists out of respect for those artists. Like, just because I respect them as people, like, I respect their art. So I don't come off that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm always show love until, it doesn't get shown back. But even then, I still move with love and grace. Like,
Yeah, because I saw where you posted something about I guess you did a show and there was a lot of local artists there, and after they performed, they would just leave. We didn't
that's not
really
even
do that.
local.
We
That's
didn't really do
that's
that back
anywhere.
in the days.
Yeah, I think it comes down to, like, nowadays, like, you have to really fuck with that person, like,
Yeah.
or fuck with somebody that's in the spotlight like that. And I feel like, I'm just different though. Like, and I respect other people's opinion too. Like, so I that's why it didn't go no further than that post. You know what I'm saying? But Like I just call things
Was
for like how I
I
see
mean,
it, and I
because I'm
don't.
pretty sure some people thought you were trying to call him out personally, though, right?
Oh yeah, I mean it's always gonna be like that, bro. Like because you're going if you go against the grain, like it's always gonna be somebody that's gonna be like out, like somebody's gonna yell ouch if you throw a stone somewhere, like it's just gonna land somewhere. Somebody shit that shit hit me, like and it wasn't intentional, like because it wasn't just that single situation that I was referencing, like it was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a general statement, really. Like it just happened to happen after that instance had happened. That was just okay. I mean, I'm posting about it, like, but yeah.
Nah,
Well,
I
it's
mean, I
not
had to
that
do
deep to me,
that.
but it just comes off wrong, man. Like
I've
I
had to
don't.
do that on this show because, as you notice, it started out with like 6 people and then dwindled down to 5, 4, 3, 2, and just the one. Because like I had to throw out messages like that, not saying no names, but people knew who I was talking about. I just still try to be respectful, not call cats out by names, but it is what it is. I mean.
Yeah,
Um, so like out of all the songs you've been recording, do you got one that stands out to you as your favorite?
yeah. That hit a lick joint, man. That shit.
Italy.
That shit might. And what's bad, man, is like when I was making that song, I was like, damn, this is gonna be the one that jumps. Watch. And when I finished it and I played it back, like it was getting stuck in my. And I usually don't like my own shit like that. I usually don't sit there and listen to my own music. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm just not that stuck on myself. I make the shit, I put it out or whatever, and I move on. But that song in particular, like it was popping up in my head and getting stuck in my own head, and I was just like, shit, this might be one. And I started performing it, and it was starting to catch on, and everybody's like, that's my favorite shit that you made so far. Like, and it's not even out yet. You know what I'm saying? It's coming out on the next album. But yeah.
I seen you put out the Triller with the little animated video and whatnot, like the cartoon character version of you.
Mhm.
Are you big on the Triller? Is that like your go-to platform?
It's been my go-to just to mess around with. Like
Uh-huh.
honestly, I needed to get into just dropping more content, like, and people were getting on me about that, and I knew it already. Like I was just so focused on making songs and putting them in the vault, like, and stocking up. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if anything popped off, like I got an arsenal. But I know now, like, especially after I drop this next project, I'm gonna focus more on singles. Like, it's just gonna be when I have a good song that I know is one of those ones, I'm gonna put money behind it, push it, shoot a video, get whatever feature I want to get on it, have all of it lined up, and then roll it out properly each time that I have a single ready. So yeah, it's gonna be a different animal this year, man. Like I think I was stepping out a little bit last year, but like this year is it's gonna be a whole different pace and a whole different situation going on. Like
Yeah, I look at good music nowadays. It's just like the icing on the cake and the cherry on the top because it's really most of these cats are getting there off of like we talk about the baby. He doesn't do the South by Southwest diaper thing. He probably doesn't get the attention that leads to more attention, that leads to more attention. And it's really about the reality TV show and the antics and the controversy and all that. I mean, we thrive off negative content and
you know what it is, bro?
controversy.
Everything is engagement farming at this point, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Because clout is the biggest drug known to man. So if
yeah.
anybody can get that little hit of clout, like it don't matter, bro. They're gonna do whatever they can to get that spark of engagement. Like, and that's just the sad. Like that's why I try to disengage from social media as much as possible. Like, which I know is counterproductive because I need to be on every platform and being active. But I feel like it's so degenerative for me to do it because it drains me when I see things and stuff. Like, so I just try to stay off of it, bro.
This is the thing I realized though. Like I've embraced a whole different side this year. Like I've embraced the controversy side. Because the thing I realized is, like, if you put out a controversial topic, and you got a lot of people that agree with you, like typically if you get a bunch of comments in, you need to reply to those comments because that boosts your content up as more. So my whole philosophy now is if you shit talk me on the comments, I'm gonna find a way to politely shit talk you back. And that's
Yep.
because like I put out a post about, I said Eminem had a like what his last few albums was trash. So you got like half the people was like, yeah, go. They all calling me Unc, man. Now I know I'm getting old. So they all calling me Unc, like, yo, Unc, yo, tell him Unc. And then the rest of them is like the Eminem stands that are just like going in on me, man, just shit talking. But I'm just like, I find a way to kind of politely comment back because it's like what I did kind of worked in a sense. It's just still steadily moving, still getting comments, still getting likes, still getting engagement. So at first you gotta embrace that, the hate and the love. And then when you get to a certain point where you just got so much engagement, it's just too much coming in. That's when you just sit back and like let it all come,
It's crazy.
Like
It's
Eminem
crazy.
does.
I was about to say, I swear that's what I was about to
Yeah,
say, because I feel like that's exactly who you're talking about. He embraced the
yeah,
controversial side of everything, and that's all he started putting out for the longest time because it generated that much more money. Like, and he knew if
yeah,
he could get the news talking about him, because you remember that's when this is back when like CNN and stuff was like putting these rappers on full blast, like, yo, they're infecting the youth, like
yeah, yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah,
they're
yeah,
poisoning
yeah,
the youth's brain and stuff and causing
yeah.
all this violence. Like, so yeah, this is when they were coming after Marilyn Manson and all them.
Like you can't get big in this business without having as many haters as you have supporters.
When you start getting haters in your comments and you start seeing that, that's just more engagement. That just means you're doing something right. Because
Yeah,
if you ain't getting
especially
no hate comments, then somebody's faking love somewhere, because there ain't no way.
well, the
There's
thing
no way
is
nobody out there just don't fuck with you.
it's hard for unsigned artists to get a lot of comments engagement unless you create a discussion around the content. You always got to create a discussion. That's like if you just throw a random question on there on any post, you typically gonna get somebody to comment and say something. And as long as you comment back with them and engage with them, it just keeps boosting it, and more people see you comment and they be like, "What's going on here? I gotta see what's going on and get in." So that's why so many people just post shit just to get a reaction.
Yep.
You know,
And
it's
then
crazy.
from what I've done research and stuff, and from what I see, like most of us just don't post enough or consistently enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because as long as you have like, and what was one thing that he said? Make sure you at least try 100 times, like before you just say, "Oh fuck it, this isn't working," or I'm not generating the views or the numbers that I want to see or I should be seeing. Like, because there's people that have done this for 10+ years and just now popping off. Like, you got people that started last month and they're already jumping. Like, it's luck of the draw versus also having the talent and the consistency to keep doing the shit. Like,
and I think willing to be bold.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like
to stand
sometimes
out, you
you
have to.
gotta make bold statements that just gets everybody reacting. Now, what's some of the best advice that you've been given as far as like this music industry?
Um, the best advice, probably not sit on music, because
Okay.
that's been probably my biggest thing. Is just I never took it serious. Like, not that I didn't believe in myself or I didn't think that I had what it took to do it at a professional level. Like, it's more that I knew that I didn't have the time available that it was going to take, like, to really push behind that. And I knew I would lose a lot of the people that I love, like, if I really pursued that dream. You know what I mean? And I wasn't willing to put all my family and stuff on the back burner at the time. So now I'm established. I've got my own family, I own house, all that stuff. So now I'm focused on what I really want to do to show my baby that you can chase your dream whenever you want to, like, and it's achievable. Like, she's already seen, like, that people react to my music, people that people like my music, and it inspires her. And now she's walking around acting like she's a streamer and stuff half the time, like pretending, but yeah.
Now, what do you think about this whole streaming thing, man, that's going on right now? Like just the way they demonetize 60% of the music. I just posted Deezer's got 10,000 songs of AI songs every day being uploaded. You can guarantee
People just
Spotify
scam.
has the same amount, you know.
Everybody trying to get a bag,
You got
man.
Spotify making fake accounts. Spotify's making fake accounts with fake artists, putting them on playlists so they can steal royalties. Like, what do you?
I saw something about that, and that's crazy if
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah.
Like,
No, it is.
I don't put it
It's been
past them
known for
though. I
years.
really don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was about to say I really don't put that past them. But yeah, the fact that that happens and that we still don't have like a decent platform to upload as an independent artist is kind of crazy. Like, to me, like, YouTube is still,
yeah. It's
if
still the
somebody wants to look me up,
go-to.
9 times out of 10, when they pull their phone out, they're gonna pull their YouTube out. Or if they're an Apple user, they might pull out Apple Music, which I'm
Yeah,
on, by the way. I got you. But
and you can
you know,
monetize your YouTube too. So
right, right. But yeah, I feel like it's going back to physical data at some point.
Like
At some
physical
point,
copies, you think we'll be back
yes.
to CD? Like
No,
mutate
I
guy
think
would
it's. I
say
think
like
it'll be something
CDs and
more
stuff
simple
like
than
that.
that. Yeah, I think it'll be something more simple than that. Like it'll probably be something small, something that's easily losable, so you have to buy it again. You
Yeah.
know, and but it'll be something convenient like that. I think we'll just be able to scan with our smartphone or something like.
Okay.
You know
I
what I
mean, don't
mean?
they already
And,
got like digital cards, download cards and stuff that you can sell and whatnot?
They got the little digital press kits like that. Where you can put
Yeah.
it in. I can put it in a necklace if I want to, and just whoever wants to get my music and just scan my necklace, you know.
Now, but I seen cats that got like independent cats. They got the CD player and the CD bundles, or the cassette player and the cassette bundles. What you think about that?
That's crazy, bro. Because I haven't.
They
I
got
think
their
I found
logos
one
on
of
the
those.
CD players and everything.
I haven't seen a CD player in forever, bro. And the last one I found it wasn't even functioning. Like I don't
Yeah.
think I could fix it, you know. That's crazy. Hey, that shout out to them though, man. That's retro as fuck. I like
Well, the
that.
thing about fanatics though is they'll buy a CD and never play it. They'll just keep it in the wrapper.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Oh
As a
yeah.
collector's
Preserved it.
item and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say if you're a real collector, you probably have one that stays sealed and you got one that you'll actually use, you know. You just go ahead, but then they double down and buy two of everything. So
Let me ask you a somewhat controversial topic for our city.
gosh.
Probably is like, what was your opinion of J. Cole apologizing to Kendrick after doing that
Oh
uh
man.
song dissing him?
Man. Oh man. It's very J. Cole of him to do. And I feel
That's
like
a good way to say it.
like
That's a good way to say it.
it wasn't surprising. So I don't know why people were like, "Oh my god, how could he do it?" Like it's J. Cole. Come on. Like he talks about like smoke and all that stuff, like, but it's metaphorical. Like
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And yes, I feel like bar for bar, like he'll outbar
It would have
Kendrick.
been better. It would have been way
I don't care
better.
what nobody says. Cole bar Kendrick, like not to death, but he'll slight Kendrick.
Yeah.
I'll die on that hill. But him as far as him bringing that back, like from a Fayetteville standpoint, you don't do that, bro. We don't do that, bro.
Yeah, like
Like you already
anybody
put it
else
on the table, man. You
wouldn't have
can't take
quit.
it back off. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's not how it works out here, bro. Like, you got to run that fade. You know.
Now he
But,
knows better than that. He knows that we're supposed to have a militant mindset.
but I feel like there was conversations behind the scenes that none of us are ever going to know about. You know what I mean? That
I
may have
do. I feel
influenced that
like he was
decision.
pressured to do it and then
Yeah.
didn't really
On
feel
both sides, there's a
comfortable.
lot of shit. And I feel like they talked at some point, or somebody from their
Yeah.
camp talking was like, "Hey, man, it's really no smoke with y'all." Like, and he was like, "Oh, she let me pull it back." But I don't know. I can't say for sure because nobody really knows, man. Like,
And
we
I
just
don't
know what
think it would have
everybody
been
told
as
us.
personal, man, if it was Kendrick and Cole, because I don't think Cole would have been like I don't think Kendrick would have been looking for like pedophile, info and shit like
Yeah,
that.
bro, that's what I said. I was like, so what angle is Kendrick gonna come at Cole with for real?
Yeah.
Like that we don't already know about Cole.
Yeah.
Like so, and it would
We
have
know
been
he rides bikes in New York. We know it all.
right. You know what I'm saying? And he'll probably make a bar about that himself before you do. But
Oh shit.
I don't
Someone
know.
said I got my CD player and tape player.
Shit.
Somebody said someone gave me a Paul Masson mixtape over 10 years ago. The production was crisp, and I was just glad you weren't mumbling. Salute to you, sir. Yeah, we didn't do mumble rap back then.
Yeah, it's fire.
Oh shit. So this year, I mean, you trying to tackle a lot of shows this year?
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of shows. Probably more than last year because I don't think I really started until like the middle of last year, as far as like
Mhm.
heavy shows like that until like fall,
Yeah.
like back in the summer fall, and then it was just heavy. But this year, like as soon as I dropped the tape, I wanted to drop it at the end of this month. I don't know if I'll make it or not because I'm still waiting on some features and stuff to come in. But if I can get it out, like I'll get it out ASAP. I'm really not even gonna put a date on it. I'm just gonna surprise drop it and just roll it out and just start promoting the shit out of it and with videos and all that shit. But once I roll that out, like I said, it'll just be videos from there on out that you'll start seeing and more shows like behind that and just more pushing all of that in everybody's face, like to where you can't look at your feed without seeing me type shit. And it's all gonna be good music. So and that's always been my goal is like I feel like I put good stuff out, but nobody ever sees it. Like, you know what I mean? Like the people that are close to me that already interact with me, of course, they see it, they interact with it, they show love. But as far as like gaining new fans outside of my inner circle. Like it's been very easy doing shows versus trying to promo it on Facebook or promo it on IG or TikTok. Like it's hand to hand always seems to kind of spread a little bit more and more fast, just because if I meet somebody and I'm cool with them, they fuck with my music, they're gonna tell their homegirl or they homeboy, like, and then they gonna tell they home this shit's fire. Like, so it just spreads organically. And I feel like that's gonna generate not only better streams, like it's gonna generate just different, it's gonna show me where I'm getting listened to. Like, you know what I mean? So I'll be able to judge it more clearly and know where to put my promo at and all that shit. Like,
I was sitting there thinking about, like, just based off my timeline, what artists do I see like really always doing stuff? I know, like,
mhm.
last year was a lot of Yola Rule and Cammy, and then a lot of you somewhat, man. I didn't really see a lot of other artists doing a lot of shows and a lot of different things. You feel like you one of the hardest workers around this area, Rayford to Fayetteville?
Last year I feel like I definitely, yeah, at least the back end of the year.
Yeah.
And I don't even feel like I really put my foot on the gas. Like I said, like it was really like just getting my feet wet. So like this year, that's all you're gonna see is just work, because I don't got time. You know what I'm saying? So we just putting the pedal to the metal and doing what it do. Like putting music out. It's gonna be good music. I hope everybody enjoys that shit, because I'm gonna put my heart into it like I always do. Like,
No, wait. You say you wait for features. Like, how long you typically wait for features, man? I mean, cause like,
it depends on the artist, to be honest. Like, because if I get sent a feature, I try to have it back, ASAP. Like, but it's not everybody has like a 3 day turnaround or a 2 day turnaround or even a day turnaround. Like, you might wait a month to get that feature back. Like, just depends on their workload. Like, I'm still waiting on one feature like that I sent maybe a month ago. That's about a month. Like, and I'm not rushing them, like, because one, I'm not gonna rush their creative process if I ask them to be on it. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm I'm gonna be lenient to an extent, like before I'll say, okay, I'll throw another verse on. I always have like a backup. So I'll have like a backup version of that song already recorded just in case. Like, but
I always felt like with cats that never really getting paid for features, like when somebody wants to do a feature with you, like that should only be somewhat of an honor.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Because like
Absolutely.
I've seen plenty of people I've done features with, and you do a song with them, and afterwards, like sometimes cats won't even share it to their page, or comment, or like, or nothing. It's like, damn, you all about the money,
No, yeah. Yeah.
you
Hey,
know?
you're gonna run into artists like that, man. I mean, that's why they say there's no friends in the industry, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I like it's not even to a certain level. Like, you just gotta be cautious wherever you're at. It's just people in general, man. You just gotta be able to discern, man. Discern the bullshit from the real shit and just try to move cautiously, man.
If there was like one thing you could change about the music industry, what do you think that would be?
Probably the way everything is digested, like, because everything is just overcrowded and shit in the music
It's
industry. Like, there's
oversaturated.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, there's no discovery anymore. Like,
Yeah.
or it's really hard for like a new artist to just break through. Like, other than like, oh, I went viral on TikTok, or I just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
So what
it's
you're talking about is more exclusivity. It seems
right.
like.
I mean, at this point, I don't even know what we would have to do to like to appease everybody. Like, to where
You
artists feel
can't
like they're
appease
getting,
everybody. You can't
well,
appease
right.
everybody.
And
Yeah.
for the most part, though, like I feel like artists should feel like they're getting their worth. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, to a degree. And I don't feel like there's a horizon for that right now. Like, I don't see that on the horizon at all anytime soon. Like, because
Well,
I feel like that's the $1 million question. Like,
typically the goal is to make a living off of music. To be able to pay all your rent and bills and everything off of music. And everything else is really icing on the cake, cherry on the top, man. But I don't know. It's like I think too many. I was guilty of it too. I think us as unsigned artists or independent artists that aren't signed to the majors, we let them dictate where we release our music, how much we release our music for, and the rules are different for unsigned and independent. You know, all major label artists are getting over 1,000 plays on every song per 365 days, so they're never going to demonetize their song. Like all this
right.
demonetization really is just unsigned and independent artists.
Which is
You know,
crazy. There's like, yeah, they're not generating enough on the servers enough for us to give you anything. So we're just gonna demonetize it.
Yeah, and even
I'm
FM
assuming that's
radio
what
didn't do that.
they get.
FM radio didn't even do that. They didn't demonetize your music, and they sure didn't throw a bunch of fake artist songs on there to take away your plays either.
Because
And
think
then
about
they
it, if it was
didn't.
taking up space, then why not? They would remove the song completely, but they just
Yeah,
demonetize. It's not generating revenue for them
I think the biggest
enough.
problem with streaming though is it's just a numbers game. It's like majority bots, fake plays with a little bit of real trickled in there, and that's why you go and you see these tours where they saying the artists ain't selling out the tours. They got to cancel the tours because they don't got as many real listeners as the numbers reflect.
You know why they do that? Because
It's all a
it all
numbers
comes
game.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they don't want to pay out for these streams. They give them pennies. So what do? Whoever's pushing behind them, or the artists themselves, is putting money behind them bots to put money in their pocket for their music. Like,
we had a
and
guy in North Carolina that got like the feds knocked on his door. He had over $1 million in like 11 months generated, where he was sending like 600,000 plays per day over like thousands of songs.
that's
And it was all AI song. He created like they said he created like hundreds of thousands of AI songs, which hundreds of thousands could be 300, 400, 500,000.
bro.
And
He hit a
he
lick,
was, yeah, and it lasted for a little while, and then but and he was I'm talking about bumfuck North Carolina, like 20, 30,000 people town, like
so he
million
probably would
dollars
have got
like
away with
that.
stop, bro.
Yeah,
That's the
that's the
problem.
thing.
When
They
you
get
get take,
greedy.
they
Yeah.
get greedy. Yeah, and they do it for themselves every time, man. It's
I mean,
crazy.
you got Swedish gangs, they said that using it to launder money. And think about this now. So when you launder money, like if I launder money through you, I give you 100,000 dirty, I might only get 60,000, 70,000 clean back, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
these fools, when they launder money through Spotify, they can go and get like 1,000 plays for 40 cents, 40 cents on the dollar, and make $3.60 profit on every single dollar. Why they laundering
Bro,
money? It's not on like it's crazy, yo. Like Spotify's got a lot of shit going on there that definitely doesn't benefit artists. Artists
Paul, they
just need
gonna
to
come pick
figure
us up,
out
man. They gonna
their
come
own
pick us up.
fan base outside of Spotify, man. I'm telling you.
Hey,
And
if
you
some
heard
black
about
vans
Netflix.
pull up, I'm putting it on you, Paul. If the industry black vans pull up outside my crib.
Yeah. They ain't gonna blackball you. You good. All right, so before we let you go, like what's next for you, man? You say you got an album coming up. What's the name of it gonna be,
Snowball effect. It's gonna be the
Snowball
snowball
Effect.
effect
Okay.
because it all started out last year as something small, and it just it's been snowballing it ever since. It's gonna keep getting bigger, bro. I'm just gonna keep trying to give better music every time, and just be a better person every year that goes by, bro.
I would recommend is getting on there and I mean you got your music on Triller and TikTok.
Yeah, it's on everything.
I
Pretty much
would I would
everything.
recommend getting on there and lip syncing as many different parts of your joint as you can. And I mean, start going live more, man. Like going live and just spitting shit live. I mean, especially TikTok. I told people it ain't going nowhere, man. It's too big to fail.
Yeah, I didn't even delete it. I really just started using it this past year too. Like,
Yeah.
and I still haven't cracked, I haven't really, figured it out quite yet. Like as far as when to post, how often to post, really
Use
what
Chat
point
GPT for
timestamp.
that, man. Look up like the best post times. To give you a list of post times. Typically you like 7, 8 in the morning, lunchtime, and then one after work. You know what I'm saying? They want you to
Oh
post
yeah.
2 or 3 times a day. I mean, I remember I had 100 followers and I did a duet of just like one of those UFO kind of videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I just put, just a question like, yo, is this real? Is this real or fake? And I mean, I got 70,000 views in like no time and a ton of comments off of that. So there's a lot
That's
of
just
potential
crazy.
out there on TikTok, man. I've gotten 9 million views for a client for less than $100 off of some little basic, simple, kind of acted out, scripted post.
Hey man, it's money out here, bro.
That's like, oh, before you go, like, them posts, I know you be seeing them posts where the dudes always be trying to holler at the girls and then they go to the car and the girls coming back all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like people fall for them shits like they reality TV. Them shits is
Right.
scripted as hell.
Everyone, and then they'll see them same actors in a whole nother video and not put two and two together that it's the same motherfuckers from the last video.
Yeah.
Like, That's another reason why I stayed out. Like I started feeling like that shit was turning into the Matrix every day. Like where like it was that dead internet theory, like where there weren't that many actual users on the internet. I'm just interacting with
Yeah,
bots and shit all day. Like that's what it felt like. It's just like these ain't even real people anymore. The hell is
yeah.
going on?
Man, I mean, you could do anything, man. Like if you go to eat somewhere that nobody ain't ate nowhere, yeah, give them a review. Yeah, this is the bomb. This ain't shit, and then people gonna react to that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, bro.
I
Like that's
mean,
that's
it's
where
just
I've been trying to think outside the box because that's what's gonna spark interest. Like we were talking about earlier, is like
yeah,
something that stands out. So I've been trying to think of different ways to deliver content, like with my music kind of playing in the background to either like previews, like when a single comes out, you know what I'm saying? Like to where people are like, what the hell is that song playing in the back of that video? Like, and
yeah.
they try to Shazam it or whatever, like, or I have the link to the video in the comments, you know what I'm saying? The video and just promote that video. But just try different things like that and see what I get the most traction with and just keep doing it that way the rest of
I'm
the
gonna
year.
tell you a good idea that Jason Derulo would do on YouTube, and people were hating on this. He would take content, other people's content, and he would copy and paste these videos over it that looked like he was reacting to it. And every video would have one of his songs playing in the background. And he was just getting not only the royalty plays from the royalties of the song, he was getting money from the videos being monetized as
Right.
short as well. Because he figured out like a loophole. People were like, look, man, this is like it's a looped, react that he uses over and over again, but it's still it's a loophole that until it closes, you can
You just
manipulate it.
manipulate that shit. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, you could put your music behind almost anything, man, nowadays, and repost it, and just put your like a little reaction over it, and that kind of really changes the whole content where it goes to fair use. That's why people are allowed to react to all these videos, especially if you stop it after so many seconds and you don't play through the whole thing.
Yep, that's where I've been trying to get into the habit of like, because I'm horrible for like I can't hold water, man. When I have a song that I like that I made, like it takes everything in me not just like put it out or like preview the whole damn song to where it's already out there on the internet. Like
Yeah.
it's hard for me to like keep it a secret until I release the shit. So I'm working at like just like you said, like giving little excerpts here and there throughout the song and like using that as content before the song comes out and then rolling out the actual video or whatever. And even
Yeah.
then, like when the video comes out, announcing the video and using parts of that video as well, like to kind of promo it before the actual video comes out to make sure it generates traffic to the video. Like,
Yeah, because a lot of people try to make a mistake of advertising like a whole music video or something like that when you really got to advertise an advertisement about the music video
yeah,
per se. Because it's everything is like 60 seconds or less for really, really to get the most out what you need. The longer the content, the worse it is. I get so much more views on the shorts and able to get so much more traction off of the shorts. And then that eventually gets people to go back and, where's the full interview at? I want to check out the full interview and stuff like that.
yeah. I
Because
figured that out as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
like
create the
upload the
long
shorts
content for the
with
short
all the
to
views.
get them to go back to the long content. It sounds like a hideous process, but it's just how the process works because attention spans are so small nowadays.
That's why songs are like a minute and a half, 2 minutes now, bro.
Yeah, and
That and
I hate.
replayability. That's another way to manipulate streaming. Like it, 9 times out of 10, if the song is
Yeah,
good, like
yeah, that's
catchy,
another way.
they're
Yeah.
gonna run this shit back, and it's gonna be 2 streams for one, essentially. Like,
Well, that's another thing Spotify had a problem with is you had the people like they would only make like Spotify only required 30 seconds at one time, so they would only make 30-second clips or 31-second clips and
and just up.
upload those. And then you get 100% played of the song also, which that triggers in the algorithms because how long they watch it and listen to it is a big part of the
Oh,
algorithms.
yep. And they're
you
gonna listen
know
to that whole 30-second clip 9 times out of 10.
yeah, and that's why TikTok kind of created something that nobody thought about because people were throwing out these 6-second 7-second clips, so everybody's watching 100% of them. And then if you get any likes, that'll help boost it, and comments that take it through the roof. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, before you go, man, any shout outs you want to do, man?
Shit, man. Shout out to everybody in the 2-6, the 4-7. Shout out to you, Paul. You already know, man. It's always been love every time we interacted, man. It's gonna stay
Yeah.
that way for sure. Shout out to Carolina House, man. You already know. Um, shit. Big shout out to my family, man. My baby, my wifey. They keep me going, give me the fuel I need to give y'all the music y'all need, man.
That's what's up. I'm gonna get off here after this interview. Make sure I get a clip out, clip up a bunch of clips, and I got the AI now, so I had to let that do my article writing. So I'll make sure I get an article written up and throw it on the Medium and page. And then I've been using Reddit pretty good. I don't know if you've seen some of the Reddit numbers, but we get like 400,000 or 500,000 views on some of these comments because you create a discuss. It's all about discussion, man. You create a
Yep.
discussion, and enough people interested in that discussion, you know, it takes off. The more and more people comment, the more and more people react, man. So,
Yeah, man.
and I'm gonna definitely try to, start getting at least one signed artist every month. I know a lot of people think I don't like to support Fayetteville artists, but like it goes the other way too. You know what I'm saying? They gotta support the platforms. I don't see a lot of cats supporting big cats as much as they should be. You know what I'm saying? And he's
Oh,
over
yeah,
there
it's
with
come
a
full
lot more
circle, bro.
unsigned artists than me. A lot more unsigned artists than me. So
Yeah, because if you in the scene, bro, like you're gonna run into all these people, bro. Like you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like you're gonna run into these people, so it's only natural like to show love. So if you're not
yeah.
showing love, like that's always a telltale sign, bro. Just stay away.
Hell yeah. Well shit, we gonna let you go, man. Enjoy the rest of your night, man. And you got my email, man. I'm gonna make sure I send you the number. And I'm gonna send you this link too about this streaming platform that young Jock was talking about.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
for
know if
sure,
you've seen the
man.
video on that.
I appreciate you having me, bro. I appreciate the platform, and I always show love to the platform, bro. Anytime you want to have me back, just let me know. I'll slide through, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
Hey
Enjoy
man,
your
enjoy the
night,
rest
man.
of the day, bro.
All right, peace.
Peace.
There you got it. Chili TooKold. Definitely putting in work around the Ville in Raleigh and other areas. I think every time I reviewed him on the show, he's pretty much got yays or maybe one okay, but definitely like his energy, his style, his voice, like his work ethic. Reminds me of a younger me back in my mid to late 20s and whatnot. But appreciate everybody tuning in on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Before I go, what I want to talk about is Spotify shit a little bit more. This AI 10,000 songs on Deezer for AI. You definitely know there's about 10,000 or more on Spotify. Spotify is also making these fake accounts for years of artists. Allegedly, they say, but like that's been out there for so long, man. I've heard that for years now that they've been creating fake artist accounts to take royalties away from unsigned and independent artists because their deals with the majors are the deals with the majors, and the rate they get to really profitability is to not pay all the unsigned artists, and that's why they demonetize 60% of the music. That's how they were able to get to, like, last year was one of their best years because they demonetized everybody's music. They knew, based off of calculating how many plays you got the year before on those songs, they knew you wasn't going to get 1,000 plays on every song this coming up year, especially if you got like 100 songs. That means you got to get 100,000 plays within a year because you got to have 1,000 plays on each song. It doesn't matter if you got an album. You put out a 20-song album. If one song gets over 1,000 plays and the rest get 900 plays, the rest of those songs on the album are demonetized. And then they take those 900 plays that would have turned into royalties and they throw it in this pool, in this pot, and they give it away to I guess major independents and major labels, So I mean, the game is rigged more than ever. You got crazy amount of bots, so you don't know if you got any real listeners with all these independent bot playlists. You got Spotify. Basically, you can advertise with them sometimes and they remove your music from streaming platforms, citing streaming fraud. That's crazy. They're creating fake accounts apparently to take away streaming royalties. They're never gonna throw no unsigned artists, just some random Joe Schmo on the the Rap Caviar playlist. You ain't gonna get on that unless you already got traction, or from what I heard, you can pay to get on a Rap Caviar playlist, which is kind of hypocritical for them to say, well, independent playlisters can't charge for playlist ads, but Spotify, rumored, has charged for playlist ads. You know, yeah, the system is rigged, man. I'm interested to see what's going to go on with this Netflix music streaming if it goes through. I'm hearing that this Netflix music streaming will be like kind of like how they do the movies, the Netflix originals. Like with the major artists, they'll probably like license their music for so many years or buy it exclusively up front so they can just run ads on it over and over and over and over and over again and use it for whatever movies they want to use it for or use it for whatever TV shows they want to use it for. Then they won't have to worry about licensing new music for TV shows or none of these movies. Yeah, like if a lot of major artists decide, hey, we're gonna go over to Netflix and release our shit exclusively over here with all our new projects, it's definitely gonna hurt Spotify because nobody will be going to Spotify for new music. They'll just be going to Spotify for the old music, you know. And then like some people will be like, well, if there's not a lot of mainstream artists on Spotify, that leaves just AI artists or AI music and unsigned and maybe made and like some independents. Well, I could tell you right now, the independents are probably and AI are probably um lead in the categories on that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because people that are making these AI music, man, they're promoting the shit out of this AI music and advertising the shit out of this AI music. Like you got non-musicians making AI music and feeling validated like they're a musician now. Like you talking about this is the worst kind of validation. It's like it was enough that dudes was getting 1,000 plays and getting their $4 on Spotify. Like, yeah, I made money off of my music. Well, you didn't make a profit if you spent $80 an hour for studio time or $50 an hour for studio time. You still ain't made a profit off of it, you know. So, cats need to get away from the Spotify shit. Y'all need to. If you really want to go independent, you really gotta branch out to your own website and maybe a Bandcamp website and maybe Bandcamp or maybe Patreon or something like that. You can actually OnlyFans your music as well. You know, you can Snapchat it where it's only available for like a certain amount of time and whatnot. You know, there's a lot of other options outside of just streaming. I'm just saying, man. Like the Spotify shit is crazy, yo. It's rigged against you. It's if you stay in this oversaturation sea of Spotify songs where 60,000 songs per day are being uploaded, I would argue that probably 10 to 20, 30,000 of them is probably AI music. And then you probably got a lot of people, like a big majority is probably like instrumental cats that are just making instrumentals constantly, continuously, and just uploading instrumental albums. And then you had where people was only uploading like the 30-second songs, like we were saying in the interview, to cheat the system. There's just too much going on Spotify, man, that just doesn't benefit unsigned artists. They demonetizing your music. They'll remove it. Like if even if you advertise it and you start getting some traction, like they'll remove it for streaming fraud because they're gonna question where the traffic came from. You got artists who did an album and then did the next album with Dr. Dre on the album, and the album starts taking off, and they talking about streaming fraud. Yeah, I think if I drop an album tomorrow with Dr. Dre on my album, I think I'm definitely gonna get more traction than any other album I've ever had, just based off of where I posted at. Just to posting it on all my accounts and Reddit, new song with Dr. Dre. Like Dr. Dre doesn't do songs with everybody like that. Dr. Dre rarely does features. So if I get on Reddit, I get on TikTok, I get on all these platforms and post new song with Dr. Dre, I know I'm gonna get a hell of a lot more traction than any other song that I've ever had. That's common sense. That's common knowledge, man. Well, appreciate Chili Too Cold for coming on, man. Shouts out to him. I'm about to get off here, clip up some Chili Too Cold clips. We about to get a little Chat GPT article going for him. Post that to our Medium page. Follow us everywhere. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, BitChute, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, Slacker, iHeartRadio, Reddit, Medium, and much, much more. Appreciate everybody tuning in on Facebook, Instagram. Shouts out to my man Christopher Porterfield, always tuning in and showing love. Shouts out to Day One, tuning in earlier. Sincere Edwards, my man Ali Husamaddin. Shouts out to you, brother D. Guther. Jahan, the analyst, CRK. Shouts out to you, man. Somebody gave you that Paul Masson mixtape. Let me put that back up on. I wonder what mixtape it was. It's probably like the Masson on the Rocks or the First in Flight, probably, man. And I definitely was not mumbling in my raps, that's for sure. You was never gonna hear me mumble in my raps. Appreciate everybody tuning in on Instagram. My man Johnny Dozier tune in, and look like Doc the Man tune in. This is Hip Hop tune in. Appreciate y'all, and much, much more. We about to wrap it up with a quick Dizzle brand commercial, and then we gonna be out.
That Dizzle ain't no joke, got me addicted, ain't no coke. Let's just have a toast. Anybody want some smoke? Cause it's up, I be Dizzled up. Catch me sipping with my double cup. Can't just have one, you gotta double up. You pour it, gotta watch it bubble up. I ain't gon' lie, I cannot get enough. When Callie said I need another one, gon' have you coming back for more. But go get it while it's hot, before it be sold out in your stores. That Dizzle.
That's right. I really mean it. You could Dizzle too. Dizzle is a premium luxury liqueur mixed with agave tequila, cognac, and orange liquor mango mix. Throw your Dizzle on ice, and it's nice. Order your very own bottle or bottles at dizzlebrand.com, and I recommend the link that says Emilio's Beverage. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to another Live from Fayettenam Friday. Might do music reviews tomorrow. I think I'm starting to feel better. My congestion went away, so we're gonna see. And I got an interview coming up Sunday with Andrew Strode from BKFC, and he'll be fighting February 1st up in Connecticut. So be on the lookout for that at the Paul Pickett Podcast. And appreciate y'all. Peace. I'm out.